Hey, it's Tina with Real Talk Tina, and today I want to talk about some of my travels to Paris, and I want to dispel some of the stereotypes against Parisian people. I think some Americans have heard that Parisians hate Americans and that they're all rude, and I would like to counteract some of those stereotypes and just share some of my great and fond memories as well as maybe some of my unfond memories. So let's get started. Boop boop. So, um, as some of you may know, I did a previous video and I said that I had lived in Paris and I moved there with my family and I graduated from American School of Paris and it was an awesome experience. I was so grateful to have it. I had no idea how it would shape my life. Ooh, hair's out of place. Um, do you guys like this curly hair? I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it today. Oh my goodness. I have so many natural hair struggles, but that's for another video. Let's get back to this conversation. So, I moved to Paris and I'm just so grateful to have that experience. At the time, to get accustomed to a new culture, moving to Europe, getting accustomed to a new school and learning a different language and meeting new people who were just so different than what I was used to. That was an awesome experience, but I hadn't been back to Paris for a very long time, many years, and I wanted to experience it by myself as an adult. And what I did is I got a year visa, visitor's visa, and I went to Paris. Unfortunately, I became, not unfortunately, but I got the fortunate opportunity to become a plus size fit model with my agency here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was for a lucrative opportunity that I couldn't pass down. And it was for one of the national retailers in Charlotte, North Carolina. So they allowed me to go to Paris for 6 weeks, which I thought was very, very, very generous. So I still got to kind of see some of my um, travels and to experience some new things and still come back with a job. I don't, everything works out for a reason, like I don't know how fast I could have found, my footing in a different country and to be a visitor and to make the money that I was making in Charlotte. It would be too much for me. So I actually needed that opportunity at the time, and I'm very grateful for how everything worked out. I'm also a realtor in Charlotte, so holla at me if you need a house. I love real estate, so some of my favorite topics, just to put this all out there, to talk about is relationships, travel, and real estate. So here we are, and natural hair, and shopping, and money, and business, and um, just relating to people. Law of attraction. I love to talk about God, uh, positive things, difficult experiences, love and heartbreak, all that stuff. So, anyways, so I was on the plane, ready to go for my 6 week travel to Paris. I stopped in Miami first, and then I went to Paris. I had a few days of jet lag, and hey, if you guys have any comments on how to get over jet lag, I know there's a better way, but honestly, it takes me like a day or two to really get on the schedule of the place that I'm visiting. So if you have any jet lag tips, please contribute below. With that said, I wanted to hit the streets and go back to where it all started. I lived in the 8th arrondissement. Paris, for those of you that have not been to Paris, is segmented by zip codes, and the 8th arrondissement, it's called the 8th arrondissement, is 75008. So that's where I lived. I would say it's a ritzy part of town, no doubt. Little swanky. There's a lot of different shops. You'll find Chanel. You'll find the Champs Elysees. I mean, it was an awesome, awesome time in place to grow up and be like 18 and 17 in the city. Also, because I went to American school, there was a bar there that was called the American School, the American Bar. And for some reason, even though my school was like 45 minutes away in St. Cloud, all the kids from my school would go to this bar like down the street from my house. And at 17, we could drink. What? That was the best thing about being in high school in Europe because you could drink. You could have a beer or two or three or four. And it was awesome. So I wanted to go back there. I'm just trying to stay on track today. So I wanted to go back there and just to see what was there. Of course, it had changed so much. The American Bar was no longer the American Bar. It was like a really nice restaurant. I took a picture of it. I don't know where the picture is, but it was just awesome. Everything had changed. They had um, a Starbucks down the street. The restaurant that was across the street had changed. I mean, everything was completely different. So the first really awesome thing that happened was I had been walking all day and looking around and looking for my old apartment and trying to remember my bearings. And I stopped in this cafe because I was hungry. I think it was Starbucks in the Wheat Arrondissement. And for whatever reason, their bathroom wasn't working. And I don't care what, but Americans, you're not going to open the business if the bathroom isn't working. Like, is that even legal? Like, are you serious? But I honestly thought like it was a racial thing. I was like, well, how do you use a bathroom? How come I can't use a bathroom here? Obviously, there's a bathroom, and I walked out, and I was so upset. I think I was still tired. I think I was still in a different time zone. My body was, anyways. And this awesome, really nice, polite lady came out, and she was like, I come here every day, and I know it seems weird that they don't have a bathroom, but it really is not working. And she suggested that I go to a few other locations close by that did have a working bathroom. And honestly, she didn't know me. She didn't have to come out of the restaurant, out of the cafe to tell me anything. And, you know, I felt embarrassed because of the way I reacted. I mean, I could easily just go to another place around the corner and go to the bathroom um, and manage my emotions. But she was just really caring and nice to go out of her way to explain that to me and kind of put another perspective in that situation. I thought that was very caring as a person. Um, and another really big caring thing that someone did for me in Paris, I was at the train station. I was going to Cannes. That is the south of France, and it's where all the famous people go, and all the the movie, film, and award shows are produced there, and that's where all the celebrities go. Um, so I went there just to like enjoy the beach and to get away and to enjoy the southern part of the state of the country, excuse me. And I took a train there, and it takes I think 8 or 9 hours. So I had to lug all my stuff that I had for 6 weeks with me, and I also had my dog with me. Yes, I traveled with my dog. I took him with me, and it was awesome to have him there. Um, so I had to carry his dog cage because the plane, you have to put him in a specific dog cage to transport him on the plane. So I'm carrying this dog cage, I'm carrying this huge suitcase, and when I say huge, I mean it is a huge suitcase. And I wasn't sure when the train was gonna arrive. I wasn't sure what track it was gonna arrive in, and I needed help with my luggage. But I wasn't preparing for any of this. I was like on my phone. I was like looking around. I was getting a drink, and the lady next to me, she's like, "Oh, do you want any food?" She was there with her. I think it was her son, who had some challenges. I think some mental challenges. I'm not sure. Um, Very nice lady to even reach out and help me. I think that she was used to caring for people who maybe needed some caring or direction. So I thought that was very awesome that I was sitting next to her. because honestly, without her help, I would not have gotten on that train. She helped lugged my suitcase and my dog cage with me to get me on this train. It was literally taking off, and everyone was getting on, and everyone was getting their stuff on the train. Can you imagine? And then there was no place to put my big dog cage in my huge suitcase. So she helped me get on the plane, and some of the people were being like so rude on the train. Some of the stewardess, I don't know if they're called stewardess. I can't say that word. You guys know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna edit that out. Um, this is just a one cut, and it's not gonna be perfect. But um, the person who worked on the train was a little bit rude to me. And this woman that was helping me was like, "It's in the past. Let's just try to get on the plane, on the train." And she got me on. Without her, I would not have had that fantastic time I had in the south of France, and I would have not gotten on that train. Of course, I think that I had talked to the wrong person because my dog cage was stolen or removed from the train at a stop, and I had no idea where it went, and I had to buy another one. But that's besides the point. The point is, it was very nice of this stranger to offer help and to really help me, and I thought that was just great. Um, what else? At the Airbnb I stayed at, um, the host was very nice. They had dinner for me. They invited me to have dinner with them. They took me to the train station to see the city. They didn't have to transport me from their house to the train station at all, which was closer to the city, and was gave me transportation to get to the city. So I thought that was very nice. Um, what else? I mean, some things that I don't like about Parisians is no matter how old you are, young, like I've seen very old people and very young people smoking, and it was such a turn off because there's so much secondhand smoke. Literally, I went to Afropunk, which is a concert that travels nationwide, really international. It's an international concert, and I went to this concert, and there was like 16-year-olds just like smoking and puffing away. Here in the United States, we have so many commercials about how smoking will literally kill you and like give you a heart attack and like take out your voice box, that like nobody young, I feel, smokes anymore. So I was just surprised to see that how many people smoked. It was just amazing. Like young, old, cute, rich, poor, everyone smokes. It's just kind of a turn off. That's one thing that I don't like about Paris. Um, I guess I could say that being a plus size woman and being African American, that I'm kind of like a delicatessen, I guess. I'm kind of rare. You're not going to find a lot of curvy, beautiful Afrocentric women in Paris. And although I think a lot of guys love that, um, I was disappointed because they loved kind of like being with a different woman, dating a different woman. But as far as being in a relationship with a woman, no, no. They were ashamed to bring me around their friends. They were afraid to have like a serious relationship with me. So, I mean, I was like really disappointed with that. And I hope that it's different. Maybe if I spend more time in Paris, I could meet someone that actually doesn't have a problem with the race difference and also the stereotypes on size as well. I think it's very taboo to have a woman who's curvy, but I mean to make commitment and to make a commitment to that woman, it's a different thing. So I don't know if you have any commentary, please share below. I'd love to hear your comments, especially if they're positive. If they're negative, you don't have to say anything at all. But I'd love to hear some of your thoughts about Paris and what your experiences are with the people. If you think they're nice, if you had some nice experiences, share that below. I'm here for this. Bisous.